You bring home a beautiful tropical houseplant, a peace lily or a calathea. In its new spot, it looks perfect, with deep green leaves and a soft, healthy texture. A few weeks later, that perfection starts to fade. The tips of the leaves turn brown, becoming crispy and papery to the touch. For most people, the immediate reaction is a feeling of guilt. You assume the plant is dehydrated, so you reach for the watering can and drench the soil. This instinct often creates a deadly cycle. The browning edge is a physical reaction to environmental stress, but it is frequently a sign of something other than thirst. By adding more water, you risk drowning the roots of a plant that was never actually dry. These brown edges are a single symptom caused by two entirely different environmental failures. The problem is either a lack of moisture in the air around the leaves or a toxic accumulation of minerals hidden within the soil. Because the causes are unrelated, the wrong treatment will likely make the situation worse. Pouring water into the soil to fix an air problem or misting the air to fix a soil problem only adds more stress to the plant. Tropical houseplants are biologically adapted to environments where the humidity stays above 60%. They're thin leaves designed to thrive in heavy, moisture-laden air. Modern homes rarely meet this standard. Air conditioning, heaters, and fans actively strip moisture from the room, often driving the humidity levels below 40%. In this leaf cross-section, we see the physics of dry air. Moisture evaporates out of the tissue faster than roots replace it. Because edges are thinnest, they fail first, creating crispy browning on the perimeter while inner tissue remains green. When this happens, your watering can is useless. The roots are already absorbing what they can. The issue is occurring at the leaf surface, where the air is simply too dry for the plant to maintain its internal moisture. Humidity damage is an atmospheric issue. Solving it requires changing the air, not soaking the dirt. The second cause is a hidden chemical shift in the potting mix. Every time you use tap water or synthetic fertilizer, minerals and salts begin to accumulate in the container. Over several months, these minerals crystallize into microscopic salts. They cluster around the root system, reaching concentrations that burn sensitive tissue. This creates a biological bottleneck. The damaged roots cannot absorb water. Even in soaking wet soil, water is deflected by the mineral barrier. Salt damage looks different than humidity stress. Instead of clean, crispy edges, you will see irregular brown patches, yellow rings around the dead spots, and sometimes a white, crusty residue on the surface of the soil. This buildup generates a misleading thirst signal. It causes owners to drown their plants in an attempt to fix dehydration, which only stresses the already burned root system further. Identifying the specific problem requires looking at the environment and the physical evidence on the leaves. Consider the context. If you use heaters in the winter and your home feels dry, humidity is the likely culprit. If you fertilize often and use hard tap water without ever rinsing the soil, salt buildup is more probable. This comparison chart shows the two different patterns. On the left, smooth, thin brown edges point toward air issues. On the right, irregular spots and yellowing indicate soil toxicity. Using these specific physical markers allows you to move past guesswork and address the actual cause of the plant's distress. To fix low humidity, you must treat the air. You can group plants together to create a humid microclimate, or use a dedicated humidifier to raise the moisture level in the room. To fix salt buildup, you must clean the soil. This is done by flushing the pot, running a steady stream of water through the soil for several minutes. This process physically washes away the accumulated minerals and resets the soil chemistry. Long-term, you can prevent this buildup by switching to filtered or distilled water, especially if your local tap water is high in minerals. A routine soil flush every 2 or 3 months acts as a preventative measure. It clears out mineral residue before it ever has a chance to damage the root system. These solutions work because they target the specific mechanical failure in the plant's environment, rather than just reacting to the visual symptoms. Once the environment is corrected, the plant will stabilize. New leaves will begin to emerge smooth, green, and healthy. A plant operates on biological requirements. These symptoms are consistent physical reactions to environmental stress, and they are the only way the plant can signal that its current conditions are unsustainable. Recognizing these specific physical patterns removes the uncertainty from plant care. You move past the anxiety of wondering if your plant will survive and start managing its environment with actual clarity.